It is a deceiving, it's really a pretty rough profession. And I will say this, the political press, worse than anything else, is the political press of dishonesty.
Exit question, would you consider suing them?
Well, they're talking to us right now, so we'll see what happens. But they know. I think the Times actually, look, they got caught in a very bad situation.
When we come back, we'll continue from Trump Tower and the Trump war room, political war room. It's Hannity on the road, Donald Trump for the full hour. We'll continue. We'll talk about Hillary Clinton when we come back. And welcome back to Hannity as we continue from Trump Tower inside the Trump political war room. Donald Trump with us for the hour. You are getting very close. These polls are neck and neck with Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary Clinton lost West Virginia 51-36. You have talked about the system on the Democratic side being rigged. Okay, so Bernie Sanders wins 18 delegates, she wins 11. But then you had the superdelegates. He won 51-36. He got 19 delegates. Hillary got 18.
It's a rigged system.
That's corrupt.
I have to say, it was rigged on the Republican side. The only way I could win was winning in landslides, and I had so many landslides that, I ended up winning. But if I didn't, if I was winning close races, there was no way I could have won. Now, the Republican actually was more sophisticated because they don't do the superdelegates. With the Democrats, they do superdelegates. It's so obvious. West Virginia is very interesting because Hillary Clinton, no miner or no steelworker could ever vote for Hillary Clinton. She said she's going to put the mines out of business and she's going to put the miners out of business. She's going to put them out. She's going to get rid of the. And then that was a week before. I don't know what happened to her, how she says a thing like that. But she said, we're going to put the miners and the mines out of business. And then she goes into West Virginia and she gets killed. She gets actually.
And she got half the delegates.
And she got half the delegates. I saw that. She got like almost half the delegates, or maybe half the delegates. Mm-hmm. And if you add the supers on, it's more than that. So it's a rigged system. And I'm no fan of Bernie, but I will tell you, he is not being treated fairly.
You're going to give this speech on energy. I think energy independence is a key to jobs, and I don't want to be dependent on countries that hate our guts for oil.
100%.
Is it going to be coal, fracking?
It's going to be coal. It's
drilling,
going to be fracking. It's going to
nuclear.
It's going to be everything. It's going to be everything. It's going to be everything.
All right. Let me ask you this question. Obama's been taking shots at you. Took a shot in the commencement speech this weekend. What do you say back to him in terms of the job that he's done, in your opinion?
It's interesting. I have somebody that knows him very well. And 4 years ago, I was thinking about running. And my friend said he was obsessed with Donald Trump running, that he thought it was going to be, he just was obsessed with the fact that Trump, and I decided not to do it, and I decided to do it this time. I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. I think it was actually, I think we're going to do great this time. I think I would have beaten him last time, frankly, had I decided to run. But he is now, I'm definitely on his mind. I mean, every time he speaks, he mentions my name, which is an honor. I think it's probably not a bad thing.
Let me go to Hillary. She keeps saying, I know you released your financial statements again. She wants your tax returns. Yeah. You have talked about her connection to Wall Street and big banks. She has given speeches where she has made in 1 hour more than what Americans, the average American, will make in 5 years economically. She won't release her speeches.
Well, they just announced they made like $7 million just now, just for making some speeches. Look, first, my tax return. I'm under a very routine audit, and you saw my tax returns. If you put them on the floor, they're up to here. Very complicated, but a routine audit. And I have for 15 years, I've been audited. It's very unfair. I mean, I'll be honest. It's because I have very rich friends that never got audited. So, and I hope it's going to be before the election. I want to do it. But no lawyer. In fact, I was interviewed by Greta, who you know very well. She's a lawyer.
She's a friend.
Supposed to be a very good lawyer. She said, well, I happen to agree. There's no way anybody that's under audit, routine audits is standard with the IRS, but there's no way that anybody under audit could release them until the audit's finished. Greta said that. Here's the thing. Hillary, now I understand they're missing 30,000 emails. 30,000. She said they had to do with the wedding, okay?
So she said yoga, a wedding, a funeral, and emails to Bill, but Bill doesn't email.
So for her to be talking about tax returns, where, by the way, you learn nothing.
You want those speeches out? Should she release them?
I think the speeches should be released, but I don't know, what she's doing. I know what you're probably going to see is really, really negative statements having to do with who she's running against right now, Bernie. because I would imagine she made very positive statements toward Goldman Sachs and all the people that paid her all this money. She wants their money. I mean, she wants this money, and she doesn't want people to see those speeches, because if you listen to her, you know, she's going to protect everybody from the big bad banks and the investment bankers. And then if you see the speeches, they'll say, wow, she's not protecting us at all. But listen, how can she be asking for anything when they're missing right now 30,000 emails, when she's under FBI investigation for being essentially a very dishonest person? I don't even know how she can run. Honestly, people have been destroyed. Their lives have been destroyed for doing a tiny fraction, Sean, of what she's done.
We know, look at David Petraeus.
Look at Petraeus, look at many others. And it looks, by the way, it looks like she's being protected by the Democrats. I mean, it looks like she's being totally protected.
I don't know when this is ever going to end. This is the longest investigation ever. Let me ask you about Mitt Romney, Ben Sasse, Bill Kristol, and then to a lesser extent, Jeb Bush and Lindsey Graham, who didn't keep their promise to support the nominee. But those three in particular, Romney and Sasse and Kristol, keep talking about a third party. Wouldn't that elect Hillary?
Well, the judges that I just went over with you will never be on the Supreme Court, that I can tell you. And with me, they will be on the Supreme Court. And, you know, we could get 3 to 5. It could even be 5. Somebody said probably 3, could be 4, could be actually 5. You will never see judges like I just got Federalist Society, great, everybody respects it. The list has gotten rave reviews. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's gotten rave reviews. Yeah. Those judges, you can forget that. They'll never be on the Supreme Court, or judges like them, never be on the Supreme Court. Now, Sasse, I don't know, but I had a huge victory in Nebraska recently. You saw that. And
he was condemned,
I won everything.
400 to 8 in his own
And he was just condemned by the party in Nebraska. But I had a huge victory in Nebraska. I don't know him. I never met him. He might be a very nice guy, but I watched him on television. The level of hatred was incredible. I never met the guy. Very important. Mitt Romney, look, he lost last time. He should have won. When he was going to run, I was very tough on him. I said, look, he choked. He's a choker. He choked. And I said very loud and clear, you can't let him run again. He should have beaten Obama. That was an easier race, in my opinion, than this race, okay?
It's all about electoral votes now. You need to get to 270. You've been through all of these states now. What states will Donald Trump put in play that maybe somebody else wouldn't?
So if I run, we're going to have a lot of additional states. If, let's say, Ted Cruz, I say it with respect, but let's say Ted Cruz or somebody else got the nomination, they have that little tiny group of states, and if they lose one of those states, it's over, right? They have to win Florida. They have to win Pennsylvania. They have to win Ohio. And any little movement, you lose, you have 2 votes go the wrong direction, it's over. The fact is, and a lot of people don't understand this, but the people that are in the world of politics fully understand, it's a much tougher road for a Republican to win the presidency. Now, you can run for the Senate, you can run for governor, fine, everything's, but for a Republican to win, it is a very tough road to presidency. Okay, Michigan's in play. I think New York might be in play. Can you imagine if I won New York?
New York or New Jersey?
I think New York might be in play. New Jersey, I think I'm going to do great in New Jersey. These are states that other Republicans wouldn't even go to.
You said something last night. You said, if I didn't fight as hard as I fight, I wouldn't be here today.
Well, I think that's true.
Is that the same for the general?
No,
You'll fight that hard?
It's the same. Well, look,
it has to,
no, but you have to be true to yourself. I mean, I was a good student. I'm like a smart person. And, you know, you listen to things. It's so tough. If you're a Republican, especially if you're a conservative Republican, what you go through is incredible. I even talk about my uncle was a professor at MIT, just a highly, highly respected intellect. I mean, I come from a very smart family. Yeah. I like to talk about it because conservatives are abused. They're abused by the media, falsely abused, but really abused by the media. But I put so many states into play, Michigan being one, Illinois, states, I'll tell you what, the state of Washington. I was in Washington last week, the state of Washington. We had crowds that were the biggest they've ever had. They've never had crowds like that. They said it was like if Elton John came, and we broke that record. Oregon, nobody would even think about Oregon. I'm going to campaign there. These are states that